Okay, hello and welcome back. This is 47 Bebop Follow Him, a contract I just created. Let's go ahead and I always hit the wrong button. Look at the briefing. So, this is a briefing. If you're not familiar with the series, I'm basically doing, the members of the Bebop from Cowboy Bebop are sending in their own contract to 47. And this one is from Edward. So it says, "Hi, 47." I can't do her voice at all. "Edward is upset that evil hippie mushroom guy was brought back to life. Stop him, please, and all who helped him not be dead. Also save nice holy man from bad fake follower who's going to kill him. Edward thanks you." So, yep. So these are our 5 targets here. So I'm gonna apologize to anyone playing this contract because it did something I didn't expect it to do. So I used the sacrificial knife and the explosive pen to do 2 of them, which are basically items that you get for doing different things. I'm not sure how I got the explosive pen. It was in a long list of several things I got at one time, so it could have been any number of things. You can look that one up. Sacrificial knife is found on this level. You have to go through an awful lot of stuff to actually get it. I suggest you look it up online if you want it. So, yeah, I apologize that, in previous Hitman games, if you use a knife, it would just show up as any knife. In this one, it's sacrificial knife, explosive pen. So, yeah. Just, sorry. Anyway, set over. These, only one exit active. Let's see. Void collateral damage, only headshots, and, yep, you can't miss, basically. Those are the complications of it. And let's go ahead and take a look. So, yeah, while they're doing their things, it usually takes them a while. Gonna head on over here. So, I don't actually really need to do this at this point, but when I originally played the game, one of the targets I wanted to kill with poison. And so, oh, nope, that's mine. What are you doing? Leave my stuff alone, man. That's always kind of weird. They always go after my briefcase if I set it down somewhere. Anyway, I grabbed the poisonous frog and I used it to poison somebody's cocaine. And for some reason, they didn't die. They went back and forth like 5 or 6 times and took cocaine in like a 10-minute period that I waited, and nothing happened to them. So, not sure exactly why that happened. Maybe it's a fault in the system or something. So I ended up choking the guy out and breaking his neck. But regardless, this is one of our targets, and I have to be dressed as a soldier to take him out. So, I'm gonna show you basically what I did and how I did it. So I'm waiting for the shaman to turn his back. These other people that are just sitting there, they're in a trance and they can't tell if you do anything. So, yeah. It's kind of weird. It reminds me of there's a convention of murder mysteries where a person's murdered in front of a bunch of people, but it ends up, the entire thing ends up with them being hypnotized, so they don't know who did it. So, knocking him out. And apparently I've been compromised somehow, so let's drag him over out of the way and disguise myself as the shaman. So, I thought I did this one very well as the shaman. So, gonna duck down, head on over here, unlock. And you can see the guy coming the guy in the back is one of our targets. So these guys come up a certain distance. Now, we wait. Oh, they may have seen me. Okay, good. We wait patiently without being seen for them to leave.
They just wouldn't impress their boring friends at
So. Ah, they keep seeing me. If you move too much, they'll keep seeing you, and they'll look, and they'll be like, hey, what's that? So we have to wait a minute, and then they'll head back. Patience, patience, patience. I'm feeling so tense at the moment. Okay. And the other guy doesn't notice. Let's see. I'm picking that up. I am disguising myself as a guard now. So I want to do like kind of a change of disguise for just about every kill. Just because that's something that Edward would do. So let's drag this guy. And I thought it would be a lot of fun to do it this way. So yeah, so the storyline. This level was chosen for Edward because when I did the original 47 Bebop back in the original Hitman. The target killed in that was this guy who was in Sapienza. That was Edward's target, so I thought it was kind of funny since that he shows up again in this level. That yeah, that Edward should say, "Hey, this guy came back to life. Let's stop him." And just kind of a funny side note. The reason Edward wanted him taken out in the original 47 Bebop was for selling non-magical mushrooms, which is a reference to the show that you may or may not, that you're probably not going to get unless you know the show. So, actually, what am I doing now? So, now, I've completely lost my memory about where I'm going or what I should be doing. Oh, they must have found one of the bodies, so I'm going to say head this way. Gonna try to remember all my targets. See, was one in the caves? Seems like... okay, yes. I'm now remembering how I got the target in the mansion. Took me a second. It's like my brain sometimes goes off the rails, and I'm like, okay, what am I thinking of? Pick a number between 1 and 19. That's what I'm thinking of. Anyway, kind of like Edward in that way. Regardless, let us move on. So, an interesting thing that I want to talk about. I think I'm a little confused at this point. There we go. Anyway, was Netflix just announced that they're going to be doing a live-action Cowboy Bebop. Now, I have yeah. So on one level, I felt that Cowboy Bebop would make a pretty good series for live action. Actually, I was thinking movie, but a series would work just as well for it. So, on the other hand, and this is kind of a bigger issue and problem, it's very, very easy to get it wrong. It's something that would be just incredibly easy to get wrong. Okay, I'm gonna wait till this guy leaves. Ah, he's swearing. So, you know, there's a massive margin for error. So, first off, when you adapt... So, yep. So what I need is actually this guy's outfit and his security card. And then I'm taking off. So, let's see, back to what I was talking about. Cowboy Bebop series. So, first off, the look, the tone, the feel of a live action has to match the cartoon. Otherwise, it's not going to feel right. So that's number one. Number two, the casting has to be just perfect. And casting is one of those things that can go really, really wrong in it. Just because you've got to have, from a cartoon, not just somebody who sounds like the character sounds, but also looks like the character looks, and... Oh, excuse me. And, you know, acts, moves like the character moves. So there's a lot that can go wrong there. So it is, to a certain extent, kind of a nerve-wracking thing to, wait, let's make sure I don't have anything else. Nope, I'm good. So it was kind of a, it is a nerve-wracking thing to kind of cast it, and I think hardcore Cowboy Bebop fans are going to be very nervous and have expressed nervousness about this, because they want the they want it to be essentially like it was, the cartoon was, but with real people, and that's sometimes hard to get that accuracy. So one of the reports, well, we'll tell two things. Apparently, the director, the guy who directed it, or was, I presume one of the directors of Cowboy Bebop, is going to be consulting on it, but they haven't mentioned if anyone else will be consulting on it. So, I think I've said this before, that's one of those things that could go either way with it. So... You know, it is a bit of a comfort to know that somebody is going to be involved in it that will be respectful of the original idea and concept. But, you know, on the other hand, it's still a bit very nerve-wracking and very nervous for us fans, because we won't know exactly how, you know, we just won't know if it'll be as good or as enjoyable. So, like I said, so many things can go wrong. So, that's one of our targets. What he's doing right here is, there's some cocaine there, he's sniffing it. Which is a bad habit, which I initially poisoned with a frog. And then I waited for a long time, and nothing happened. So... yeah. You just kind of live and learn at that point. So we'll wait for a few minutes for him to come back. So one thing one article wrote, which was very confusing, was wishing that it will be appropriately diverse in their casting. I have no idea what they think that means. Presumably that all the characters have to be Asian. You know, which I'm not entirely sure all the characters are Asian, I'll be honest. A few years ago, when there were rumors about a live-action Cowboy Bebop movie, Keanu Reeves was floated as a possibility to play Spike, which I could actually see. They actually do look a bit alike. So, looks like this guy's getting ready to come over. So I'm presuming that that's what they meant, but I think at least a typical Asian person playing Spike, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Because Spike, I think, just from looking at it, and I could be wrong. Whoa!
What are you planning?
I have never been seen before in this. Come on. Right. So, that wasn't supposed to happen. Anyway, like I was saying, Spike... at least from the animation, looks to be taller than your average Asian man. So, I would say if somebody who was, you know... I think if you get someone who's a person who's tall and Asian, that could work, but, you know, someone Hispanic or even white could play the character successfully without any problems. That's just my personal feeling. Now, there's that target up there. That having been said... Oh, wait. I need to go back and get my gun. So it's, yeah, with Spike in particular, I think multiple nationalities could easily play him and still be accurate to the character. With Jet, you know, that's the thing. They don't really reveal what the race or cultural identity or whatever of the characters are in it, so you kind of have to look at how they look and guess, basically. So, okay. So it makes it really questionable, really difficult to kind of cast it. Jet, I've always considered Jet to be, you know, black. He as a large black man, but I don't know if that's actually accurate or if he's meant to be that way. Faye, I think, is whoop. Whew. Okay. So Faye is I think Faye's actually white. I mean, just looking at how pale her skin is, how she presents herself, her kind of, you know, she's gone tanning, done things like that in the series, so she just strikes me as someone who's white. I could be wrong. Edward also strikes me as if she were white as well. But, you know, as a kid who spends a lot of time outdoors. So, in the sun, so does a lot of the, just basically playing in the sun a lot, so is tanned from playing outside in the sun. And also that, you know, she wouldn't, dye her hair color. What? So, well, yeah, that's all the hits right there. But yeah, that's my take on the races. But and Ian is obviously a Welsh corgi. But regardless of all of those things, yeah, it's, you know, I don't know what they mean by, you know, everybody being culturally diverse. Possibly just, we don't want anyone who's white playing any of these characters, is what could have been meant, but I don't know if that's accurate, and I don't know if it'd be accurate to the series. Anyway, regardless, those are just some of my takes on the new, well, that's how to do the Cowboy Hitman 47 mission. Like and subscribe. Also, this mission is called 47 Bebop. Follow him. Like I said before, that I'm doing each of them as a quote from the original character that I think is appropriate. Let's see what score I got. 2. I'll take it as what's appropriate to the character. And for Edward, it was if you see a stranger, follow him. So that's why she said what she said. Anyway, that's a look at it. Let me know what you think about the upcoming series, about what you think about my take on the cultural diversity, casting diversity, whatever it's supposed to be. And yeah, let me know if you would play this contract or not. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.